in the town where I was born.
Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, and Staten, from the Battery to the top of Manhattan, Asian, Middle Eastern, and Latin, black, white, New York, you make it happen. Milestones, water towers, street skyscrapers, riders, prize fighters, and Wall Street traders. We come together on the subway cars, diversity unified, whoever you are. We can we find on the 1 and 9 line on the L.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's All Work here once again. I just wanted to put out a video talking about the Hall of Fame yet again. And the reason why I wanted to do it a second time is that we are 13 days away from WrestleMania. Hall of Fame's the night before. Tonight, there was somebody I was really surprised to see go in, and that was Gorgeous George. Gorgeous George, who I was told about many years ago by one of my uncles when he found out I was a wrestling fan, and that was the only wrestler he really remembered was Gorgeous George. Well, besides Bruno, of course, coming from New York, Bruno's fucking god. It was Gorgeous George, and he said to me, he's like, I never, and he was telling me about him. He's like, I never forget seeing this guy, Gorgeous George, who would prance around the ring on his tippy toes, and he was like a ballerina, and very flamboyant, and very outrageous. And he asked me if there was people like that around nowadays, and I was like, yeah, and at the time I think Goldust was just coming around. I was like, yeah, you got a couple of guys like somewhere along that, and then later on you had guys like the Maestro, but honestly, for people that don't know, for younger fans and stuff like that, don't know who Gorgeous George is you gotta look at anybody that's very flamboyant, very outrageous, just like don't touch me. Like Rick Rude was kind of like that. You have a lot of other people. And I think it's nice to see somebody that old school, to go in this year. It's pretty nice to see, especially with Stu Hart now as well being announced. So right now we have Wendy Richter, Stu Hart, Ted DiBiase, Mad Dog Vachon, and Gorgeous George. You got 5 people right now. I got a little problem, right, with this year. Is there's no big name. And I understand WWE trying to get away from its history because of the Benoit situation. They're trying to stay away from anybody that has passed away from drug overdose or died really young and stuff like that. Like Devon Eriks went in last year, which was nice, but yet they kept it very hush-hush about the deaths and everything in the family. Being that Stu Hart is going in this year, I think it would really have been nice as well to perhaps put Davey Boy in and Dynamite Kid. Actually put the British Bulldogs in. They could have put Demolition in. I feel they could have put Bob Backlund in this year, Rick Rude. These are a lot of people from the 80s that haven't been spoken about. I had said it before, and I'll say it again, is I think it would have been really cool if Sting didn't sign his TNA contract again and actually went into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. That would have been something special. I had this conversation with one of my friends, and we were trying to talk about it. The main thing is you got to look at it like this. The fans that are really into the business still now from the 80s are really the diehard fans that want to see certain people like Lex Luger, Barry Windham. I wouldn't mind seeing go in. These Great Muta, I think, would have been a better choice, and I'm sorry to a lot of older school fans than Antonio Inoki, just because the generation of fans that are watching nowadays, I think, would have a better idea who the Great Muta is. And there is more of a backstory. Granted, Muta never really worked for Vince, but they could have put him in this year. Like putting guys like Coco Beware and yet not having the Bulldogs or Demolition in doesn't make sense to me. The Road Warriors could have went in this year. Yet another team that I think they really should have went in. I know there was talks about Ultimate Warrior going in. I don't care about the fucking Warrior going in. I don't think he deserves it. I don't think he's anything worth it. I also heard rumors for next year that Goldberg's going in. And yet another person I don't feel that is worth it. Honestly, how the fuck you could put Goldberg in ahead of Randy Savage? And I don't care what the beef is. You really need to build a bridge, get the fuck over it. Especially if you're going to put somebody like Goldberg or the Ultimate Warrior in, and still have Bruno not in, and still not have Savage not, you got to come to a realization that there's heat in the business, just like with anything. Rappers have them beef DVDs put out. I think fucking some wrestling company should come out and put together a Heat compilation, unlike the RF video one, but actually have like them sit down and go, well, this fucking guy did this, and this is why I don't like him. But there's numerous guys that I feel like could have went in and they haven't gone in. There's a lot to list. I'm going in it through my head. You know, I had a nice little list picked out too, but I can't. I really think the Road Warriors should have been there a year. I think they should have went in this year, and fuck the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, most likely that's going to be the big name this year. But I don't see it. I don't think that the Hall of Fame needs him. But I guess, you know, that's where they want to go. I'm trying to think. I mean, like there's tons of WCW, NWA guys that they could put in. I mean, like I said, the Gorgeous George thing was like a big fucking shock. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't give a fuck when anybody tells me. If you said, oh, Gorgeous George was going into the Hall of Fame in 2010, I would have fucking laughed in your face. Nobody saw that coming tonight. Nobody. And they're putting in Bob Uecker. You know, he was at the first. I think he was at WrestleMania 2, 3, and 4, or maybe 3, 4, and 5, or something like that. I know he was in there quite a few WrestleManias. He was there. So I mean, that's kind of cool to see him go in. You know, they do like the celebrity one with Refrigerator Perry, and I think the guest host for next week, Pete Rose, is going in as well. And fuck you, Joe, and everybody for making fun of my ums. I'm trying to think while I'm doing this shit, so fuck y'all. I'm trying to think. I just don't want to. I don't want to leave anybody out that I feel. And I know I said Bob Backlund, but yet again, there's a great wrestler that should go in. And I heard stories that the reason he doesn't want to go in is he feels he's still got another run in him. Bob, let's be fucking serious. Vince, let's be serious too. Bob Backlund was the go-to guy for your father, not necessarily for Vince McMahon Jr. Show Bob the respect and put him the fuck in. And we got to get on that quick, because I hate to have to see Bob Backlund get introduced and he's not even there to accept it. And he did a lot, man. He was a great heel when he came in. When fucking Bob Backlund snapped to put the crossface chicken wing on, my homeboy Tito used to run around fucking trying to throw everybody in the crossface for a while. That was some serious shit, man. Bob Backlund has some serious heat. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I want some people, if anybody's watching, man, please answer me back. You know, if you feel there's somebody I missed out, hell, let's go. Midnight Express can go in. Midnight Express was great. The Rock and Roll Express was another great tag team. Hell, we could do a year of strictly tag teams going into the Hall of Fame. You know, hell, you want to put Coco fucking Beware in? Let's put the Bushwhackers in. Let's talk about the Bushwhackers going in. Let's put some people like that in. You know, you want to put, like, you know, job guys in? Why not the Brooklyn Brawler? Besides the job he does in the back, why not put the Brooklyn Brawler in for jobs he does in the ring? You know, like I said, please feel free to answer this with a video response, or, you know, leave me a comment. But if you can think of somebody else that you feel that should go into the Hall of Fame, and I know it's kind of corny, it's something that comes around once a year, and maybe I just feel passionate about it because I think people deserve the recognition. I think this is one of the few things that get attention on TV is this Hall of Fame. And if there's somebody you could think of that I might have missed out on, Jake Roberts. I mean, there's another one. Jake Roberts can fucking go in. It's another good one. I don't know if J.J. Dillon's in, but J.J. could go in. You know, there's a couple of still big names that you could throw in. There's no need to put a fucking Goldberg in there or Ultimate Warrior. Fuck the both of them. I'd rather see Goldberg go in before the fucking Warrior. Well, that's it for now, kids. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's all work.
I'm gonna show y'all how to rhyme over a James Brown sample. Yeah. You heard what he said? I was born in New York City. I grew up to resurrect